My name is Gary Heath, and I live in northwestern Wyoming and have lived there for 20 years. Grew up in Montana and traveled around a lot, lived in Michigan and Northeast for a while and Kentucky for a while, and ended up back in the West in Wyoming. And I have been living there and practice medicine there for the last 20 years. I've owned a motorhome since 1992 and had a variety of Class A and Class C motorhomes, and for the last 3 or 4 years I had become interested in Renegade because I had seen them on the road occasionally, and I did a lot of research looking at different dealers around the country and looking for what they had to offer, what types of units there were, and without really knowing much about it. And I happened to, on the internet, run across IWS and started investigating a little more, looking at the internet videos and going through the coaches, and that really sold me, is what really sold me to contact IWS, is the internet exposure that was there for me to really get a feel for what was available. I really was able to look at all the different kinds of coaches, the different styles, the different colors, and I decided that when I became convinced that I was going to buy one, I called up and stopped by here about over a year ago so that I could actually physically see some of the coaches that were built. And what really struck me as something important was the personal attention to each coach, as opposed to a standard, factory completed coach that maybe you would have to choose from. And was very happy when I could design it myself along with my wife, and choose the colors, choose what we wanted, and really pick and choose what we wanted, and that's how we came upon doing this. And it was a progress that took a few months to do, but the personnel at IWS was very, very helpful in helping select things, and always available to answer questions and to direct me in the right direction and explain what was available. So that was the biggest part of why I liked coming to here and working with this company. What I chose was a 37 feet 4 inch classic motorhome, and I had the Extreme Arctic package put on it because I do travel in a motorhome in extreme weather conditions, which is mostly cold weather. Where I live, it's very extreme cold weather, and the motorhome that I had prior to purchasing this one was kind of a 3-season motorhome, and I wanted something that was a little more adaptable to colder weather, not necessarily snow all the time, but colder weather that's below freezing, and that's why I chose that. And the other side of the Extreme Arctic package is when it's real hot, it helps keep it cooler too. So with the 37 foot, it gives us a little more flexibility, and I had to compromise with my wife to go down a little bit, and that was the main reason. But I'm certainly very happy with the size coach that I have, and that was basically the reason we ended up with that size. The motorhome that I chose is strictly for pleasure and personal use. It's not really going to be associated with any business type things. And the reason I chose it is for the reliability of the Freightliner chassis, the power that it has, the safety that's going to have in an extreme mountainous environment where I live. I live in close to a pass that has over 12% grade, and I believe that this coach will be able to handle that just fine, even pulling a trailer or a vehicle. And that's one of the issues that I've had with past motorhomes, is they've been underpowered, or they've not been able to travel in the conditions that I've been living in the past. So Freightliner, having driven it with a limited experience as yet, seems to be an excellent choice for that, and I prefer the Class C type configuration, is what really directed me to the Renegade line, because like I said, I've had Class A's and Class C's in the past, and I always have preferred the Class C layout, and certainly this is a higher end one than I've had in the past. as I alluded to earlier, the way that I found out about it was just going online and typing in Renegade Motor Coaches, and I looked for one that was the closest to me, and started looking at places in the West, but also throughout the Southeast, and just to look at their inventory and kind of get a feel for what the pricing was on it and what the coaches were available. And I ended up stopping here a little over a year ago, and that's how I came in contact with Scott Cupper and Mart, and he has kind of been working with me predominantly, but after talking to him and then going home and talking to my wife and kind of discussing what we wanted to do, we stopped back again, and that's when we went through the process of deciding what we wanted to build and how we wanted it, and that's how it ended up turning out that we have what we have. Well, I think what sets IWS apart from other places is it has extras that you can purchase, or extras that are included in the purchase price, and it does give you another level of service that you can use, and for things that may come up, and as far as the information that's available, I can't speak for other dealerships or anything, but it's excellent as far as having references to how to do things, what to do, where it's located, and there's numbers available you can call into, and I haven't had to use that yet, but I know that it's there if I need it, and if I'm having some problem I can't figure out, somebody will answer the phone, and they will certainly help me get through it, and there's a lot to learn. This is a step up from what I'm used to. I've already, I've had people ask me where I'm purchasing it, and have, commented that I think as far as a dealership, I've never felt pressured, from the salesperson type of aspect. I've never felt like I was, directed in one direction or the other. It was me making the decisions that I wanted to make, and people were there to help me and say, that's probably not the best way to go, or that's a better way to go, and, they kind of know what they, after you get to know people, they know what you like and what you want, and so that was the advantage that I felt that it was. I didn't feel like I was being, pushed into buying something. They were very happy to have me look at things, take a test drive, and then, when I was ready, called up and said, "Let's do it." I've been very happy with the experience. I will certainly learn more as time goes on, and I do live a ways away, but it's not far enough away where I can't be back here and, have things done if I want to. And I'm already looking at, adding some things on and things like that down the road. And I think that the nice thing is that everybody here, the salespeople, are really very willing to work with you and kind of, find the best deal for me as a customer, and what I need and what I want, and with no pressure. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will be a returning customer someday, maybe. I don't know. This might be my last motorhome, but it'll certainly last me a long time. I know that. I can tell that just by what I know about it already.